Well, today on our news segment 5 over 5, Bushebi Jr. keeps us updated on the issue of high cost of living, majorly the high cost of food. Let's listen in.
Thank you so much, Rida Kirin Chebed. And today in our news segment 5 out of 5, we take a look at the high cost of living.
Hata school fees huwezi fika hiyo kiwango ya kulipa. Kama saa hii nilikuwa nafaa kulipa ni school fees.
Now, in the last few days, we have had a conversation on the cost of food. The hashtag lower food prices has been in news across various social media platforms. Kenyans are angry, and they should be. From 2013 to date, the cost of a 2-kilogram packet of sifted maize flour has gone up by 18 shillings. The price of 1 kilogram of sukuma wiki has increased by 14 shillings. Fresh milk has risen by 41.5%. And the price of electricity that drives the cost of many other items has increased 56.9%. Staggering numbers that do not always correspond with an increase in salaries and earnings. The hashtag seems to have gone away already, but the problem is as big as it was before the outcry, if not bigger. But just what is ailing agriculture and food production in this country? This might not sound encouraging, but the truth is that lowering food prices cannot be done immediately with a snap of a finger. It cannot happen by the end of August 2022, right after the elections is done and the new administration is put at the helm. This is because agriculture depends on so many things, many of which cannot be fixed quickly. One is our land policy. The subdivision of our land into smaller parcels makes large-scale profitable farming unsustainable. Does father with 5 children and 10 acres of land really have to subdivide that land into smaller pieces for everyone to inherit? Friends, a quarter acre here, half acre there will not feed Kenya's population that grows at a rate of about 1 million per year. In addition, we need to make the connection between consumers and farmers who produce the food. When the price of a bag of unga goes up, we need to understand as consumers the conditions under which the farmer produced the maize. Farmers often spend a large amount of resources on farm inputs. Did you know that 50% of our farmers, particularly those who grow grains such as wheat, depend on fertilizer? In addition, the chemical fertilizers that are used are largely imported, and so when the global prices change, it affects the farmers. Consider this. Farmers sell a bag of maize at 2,500. But one bag of DAP fertilizer costs 6,000 shillings. When farmers are making noise about high cost of fertilizer, they are on their own. Yet this will eventually come to us as consumers. There was no hashtag when the farmers were complaining of this just last year. What's more, experts now tell that the fertilizers that we have been using have acidified our soils. We have become over-dependent on pesticides to the extent that they are no longer beneficial. Not to mention the fact that the pesticides are not good for the environment.
These chemicals in soil, what happens is we kill the micronutrients in the soil. We destroy the biodiversity. A good number of these chemicals lock up the nutrients that is needed in our food.
As a legislator, this is my responsibility to ensure that we actually tighten the loopholes in our laws that are allowing these dangerous chemicals that have been banned in other countries to make their way to their...
Kitu kama mbegu usipopiga dawa, hiyo armyworms inakula mbegu inamaliza yote. You will not harvest anything. So there is no way unaweza kosa kuitumia unless we develop a resistant seed yenye ita resist hiyo crop, lakini wewe tuambia tuache kutumia na hakuna options because that thing came from Cameroon all the way to here. Sasa we've inherited something that was not here, but initially we never used to use this pesticide, so it is forcing us to use them because we cannot produce without them.
We need to have tools. You know, we're in a different tropical environment where we don't have winters that get rid of our pests.
And therefore, by just banning those products without doing a proper risk assessment, and it's not good because it's going to bring Kenya down.
Do not think that we have a cursed land or we have a cursed climate. Or, it cannot be. The fact that we have a diversity of pests and diseases is the same way we have a diversity of solutions and natural remedies to the same pests and diseases.
In addition, farmers are not able to grow everything they consume. They themselves are net buyers from the market. 60% of farmers buy more from the market than they sell. In actual fact, they are then not producers but consumers. Farmers consistently have a hard time getting good quality certified seed. And whatever happens to agricultural extension services that was so critical in disseminating information and building the capacity of small-scale farmers? Wouldn't they be so useful now when climate change has led to such erratic weather patterns? How are farmers to know what crop to plant in what season? And whatever happened to Galana Kulalu project that was to produce 1 million bags of maize per year?
Government has decided, given the efficiencies of private sector in terms of agriculture production, that once we have finalized in investing in the infrastructure, basic irrigation infrastructure, the 10,000 model farm is going to be commercialized, competitively commercialized, following which then the next step would be a decision on how to open up further land, again, which will be determined by availability of water as a major enabler for this project.
With a few days to go to the elections, whoever takes office in August will have to tell us why our budgets consistently focus on large industrial farming rather than on the small-scale farmers who produce 70% of the food we consume. They will need to tell us why the budgets have always focused on the usual staples like maize rather than investing in growing our food diversity and indigenous crops that are climate resilient and nutritionally rich. They will have to tell us why pesticides banned in Europe are still in use in Kenya. It is going to take more than a hashtag, folks, press conferences and political rallies to lower food prices. We are going to need more than minor surgery, but rather a total transformation of how we produce our food in this country and at what cost. That is food for thought for the voter and the man or woman who will take over the reins of Kenya in August. My name is Bushebi Jr. and that is 5 out of 5.
Wow, thank you so much, Bushebi Jr. That was our prime 5 out of 5 today with Bushebi Jr. Thank you for choosing to be with Maisha Prime News since the start till the end. That marks the end of the comprehensive and incisive bulletin Maisha Prime News. Enjoy the rest of the broadcast.